So welcome to the second build video for the T4, the Kawasaki T4 Blue Impulse. I went over it with Gaia Notes Surfacer. So this is their silver surfacer, and I thinned it with Tamiya lacquer thinner. So seems to have gone on pretty nicely, and all the parts, the rest of the parts are right there. So now that this has been primed, I will proceed with the painting. So the main body color is Mr. Color 1, gloss white. Okay, so I just realized I'm skipping an important part. I need to dip the Canopy in Future. I have not yet done that. So let me get the parts prepped for that. There we go. I'll get the other piece here. There. So I'll have to take care of this before I paint. Okay, so
I think that it may be just beginning. I used to think living forever in a machine body must be heaven, but now I know that it's hell.
okay.
We value life because we know.
So let's dip this into the future.
What's the use of being kind to each other? That's the hard lesson that the Count and the others have taught to me. When we trade in our souls
Make sure there's
for
no
machine
bubbles.
bodies, we think we're cheating fate and living forever, but actually we're not living at all.
So what I have failed to do in the past
My vengeance won't really be over until I
is I did not take it up slowly enough. See if I can do a better job this time. So you want to kind of let it linger in like in a corner or something. There. And just kind of use the surface tension to kind of pull the excess off.
Thanks for bringing me along with you.
There. Looks beautiful. Now I had to buff out a little, like a tiny little scuff with 8000 grit of the La Ploth little sanding cloth, and I do not see that anymore, so that's good. Okay, maybe I'll dab off some excess, but I don't even really see any excess. Just have to be careful not to, keep handling this, or else dust might fly off of the paper towel and land on this. But that came out pretty nice. Pretty proud of that. Now let's do like the little tiny one here. I'll do the same for this one here. I'm glad I have a lot of future. I have like a heck of a lot. I brought like 1.5 bottles from America when I moved here almost 3 years ago, and my friend, I had him bring another bottle when he visited me a year ago in September. Let me do this again. So I actually probably have more future than I know what to do with. There we go. Now let's dab off. I do have some excess on here, I believe. There.
Congratulations, Kensuro. You avenged your mother just as you said you would.
Okay.
Didn't I?
Alright, hopefully the surface tension,
What do you think?
the auto leveling qualities will
More depressed the closer we get to
have
that
this taken care of here.
It's just you, Tetsuo.
Have it level out so there won't be any unevenness. Don't trust Maytel.
I'm just relieved that you weren't hurt, Tetsuo.
So, as I believe I mentioned in my previous video, I was having a bit of a dilemma with trying to match the paints. So, the paints called for in the instructions is, this is Mr. Color 322 and 323. Now, both of these say JASDF Blue Impulse, although I do not see either of these colors called for on this airplane. Instead, the painting instructions call for like a 60-40 mix of these two paints, and that is a bit I mean, I guess you could do that, but you would have to do some test paints on a similar surface like this silver surface here, and let it dry and see how close you match the actual decals here. Now that's a bit trial and error, and I was really not looking forward to doing that. And instead I was thinking about maybe just cutting these shapes out, or actually cutting masking. Yeah, you know, let's just like a strip of masking tape, and then cutting out that shape, and then peeling off the masking tape, placing it onto the jet, and try to do it that way. That might be a bit cumbersome, though. So that was really not something I wanted to do either. And it may be possibly a bit, you know, better than trying to, you know, do the color matching. So I stopped by Kogetsudo, which is my local hobby shop, and I mentioned my dilemma. And the store clerk I talk to a lot every time I go in there, he's a really nice guy. He said, well, you know, Mr. Color actually has a specific set of colors. I said, well, I got these two already, but, you know, I pointed these out to him, and I said that they're not quite the right color. He says, no, actually, there was a paint set. So, you know, Mr. Color also makes, for example, these paint sets for, you know, of course, Gundam. They make paint sets for Yamato. They also make military paint sets as well. So now this is for the T4 Blue Impulse. I don't know what the color set 1 was. Maybe this is like an older Blue Impulse color, and not for the Kawasaki T4. This, on the other hand, is. Now it has color number 380, 381, and 382, and it has the FS codes, it looks like. So, right here, it gives the instructions on where these paints go. So, this is blue. So, that gives the FS color. Now, next is Insignia White. So, to use this as opposed to the regular white, this is Insignia White. So that's great. I know that Tamiya makes an Insignia White. I don't know if it's the same FS color. It also has light gold gray. So that's pretty neat, huh? So, and it even gives a description, says, you know, the main body color is white. The main blue color, of course, or the only blue color, is this blue. Now this light gold gray, don't think it's really that necessary, because you know, it points out the only place where you use the light gold gray is on the back here, And that's actually handled by this decal. So, but if you look though, this blue is pretty darn close. So, this is only 500 yen. 500 yen for this set of 3 paints. I mean, you people who are buying Model Master colors for like, you know, $4 a bottle and such. Gosh, I feel for you, because like a typical of any of these are like only like 180 yen or so, like not even $2. So anyhow, here are the colors here. So this is the light gold gray. Probably won't be using this. Here's the blue. Pretty darn neat. And the insignia white. So, I will probably get started with painting the body color. Probably do that this evening. I want to go see Guardians of the Galaxy. I bought movie tickets for that a couple weeks ago. I don't think it's doing too successfully in Japan at the moment, so I want to watch the movie before it disappears out of theaters. So, okay, well, let's get started with painting. Okay, so first things first is I needed to mask off the canopy and glue it into place. So it was a little bit difficult because the edges along the frame parts are a little bit difficult to feel through masking tape, so I had to just kind of lay it down next to it instead of just covering it and then cutting out the frame. I had to just lay down pieces of the tape. Only on this front part was it really easy to do that. And I used the GSI Crayolas gel type. This was it I forget how to say it. Is it Chokusai, I think. I can't remember. Anyhow, I used this instead of using the microcrystal clear. Just wanted to make sure it kind of glued a little bit more solidly. I'm still getting the hang of using both of these products. So, anyhow, it is raining outside. It is a typhoon that's coming to town, so I won't be able to paint this up. I mean, I'll try, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get this finished before my father-in-law's birthday. It'll be cutting it real close, so oh well. So you may have noticed in the previous video that there was a lot of paint coming out of my airbrush. I had decided to use the 0.5 because I thought, well, hey, I'll just paint all of this all at once. The 0.5 millimeter needle kind of wastes a lot of paint, and since this is a smaller model, it was really not necessary to do that. And so I actually blew through a lot of paint, and I noticed in the video there's a lot of kind of a cloud, and I had to replace the filters on my spray booth here that the camera is sitting on top of because of all of that. It was really not good. And on top of that, I missed some spaces here. So I'm going to have to redo this again, go over this again, and I'm sure I should be okay with the paint. I've used a lot, like probably more than half already, but I believe I have enough paint to go ahead and do some more. So anyhow, I learned my lesson. Don't use the 0.5 on such a small model like this, small airplane. Just wasn't worthwhile. Okay, so I just finished doing some projects, and although I kind of oversprayed a bit here, unfortunately, the white looks a lot better. So it's dry already for the most part. So this looks nice, and I think I'll be ready to start doing whatever I need to do the blue underside next. So I'm going to end this video here. I guess it's probably been about 20 minutes by now. So I think I'm satisfied with how this looks. So anyhow, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, as always. Bye.